Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Minecraft Disney World, the series in which I pick a Disney attraction on the MC Magic server and talk a little bit about its history. This week we'll be taking a look at a much requested attraction, Test Track at Epcot. What's interesting about Test Track is that it wasn't originally Test Track. Back in October of 1982, the Transportation Pavilion opened as the home to an attraction called World of Motion. Similar to Spaceship Earth, World of Motion was a slow-paced Omnimover ride that sort of humorously retold the history of transportation, starting with the ancient use of foot power and ending with a look into our possible future, kind of what Spaceship Earth does with communication. The attraction, like Test Track would later be, was sponsored by General Motors. World of Motion enjoyed a 14-year lifespan until it was closed down in 1996 to make way for the more thrill-based Test Track. GM's sponsorship was up for renewal, and one of the agreements made in return for renewing was that a new attraction would be built that focused more on GM's vehicles as opposed to World of Motion, which was focused on transportation in general. So World of Motion was closed and everything in the pavilion was removed to make way for Test Track. This process was meant to only take a year so that Test Track could open in May of 1997. Unfortunately, due to a long series of setbacks and problems, the ride was delayed for almost 2 years. It wasn't until December of 1998 that the ride, estimated to cost $100 million, saw its soft opening, and even then it was plagued with issues that caused it to shut down numerous times. 4 months of ironing out the kinks and Test Track was officially opened in March of 1999. The ride put you in a GM test vehicle and let you experience the numerous test conditions that a car usually goes through when being designed. It culminated in a 60-mile-per-hour run around an exterior track, which made it the fastest ride at Epcot. After a 14-year run, the Transportation Pavilion was closed yet again so that Test Track could receive a refurbishment. This time the ride would be sponsored by Chevrolet, which was a brand of General Motors. Test Track reopened in December of 2012, and while much of the ride's mechanics remained the same, the entire attraction received an aesthetic overhaul, almost making it look like a Tron ride. Now riders would design their car digitally before getting on, and rather than experiencing the real-world tests that a car would be put through, riders would be put into the digital world to face a computational gauntlet that the test cars are subject to. Each of 3 categories are tested on an indoor track, which was made to look like a computer simulation, and your car is navigating this digitized landscape. So that's a short look into the long history of Test Track. What started in the 1980s as a slow-moving ride about the history of transportation is now a fast-paced thrill ride placed on the cutting edge of technology. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I hope you all join me next time when I'll take a look at another Disney attraction. Bye everyone.